everyone, good evening. For the last 48 hours, the BJP has accused the Congress party of inciting violence in Madhya Pradesh, where farmer protests have spiraled out of control. Today, the BJP released a video as proof. The video proves nothing, but has both parties indulged in another round of squabbling. As a result, the farmers, their protests and their issues have all once again been forgotten. Games politicians play, that's our top focus this evening in the headlines on Epicentre. A Congress MLA caught on camera inciting a mob to burn down a police station in Shivpuri in Madhya Pradesh. She now says she said it in the heat of the moment. Thumbs up for Aadhaar from the Supreme Court. You can't file tax returns without it, but PAN cards will still be valid. India revokes hate preacher Zakir Naik's passport. It's the first step towards initiating a red corner notice. A handshake and a rebuke. Prime Minister Modi and Nawaz Sharif shake hands at the SCO summit in Astana. On stage, Modi talks terror as Sharif looks on. Prime Minister Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping bond over Bollywood. She tells Modi that he really enjoyed watching Dhoundial. The Amir Khan starrer is the highest non-Chinese, non-English grosser in history. And Anil Kumble set to get an extension as India coach for a month for the West Indies series. Sources say the administrators are keen for him to carry on for the next 2 years, despite talks of a rift with Captain Kohli. This is the big news that is breaking at the top of 7. Another infiltration bid has been foiled at the line of control, and this has been foiled in Uri. We believe 5 terrorists have been neutralized. They've been killed. The operations are currently underway. Getting us more details is Mufti Isla joining us on the phone line. Mufti, when did these operations start? 5 terrorists killed. Any more details you're getting?
Well, if you want to know when exactly did this infiltration attempt take place, early in the morning there was this group which tried to cross into our side. The alert army troops intercepted them and they managed to kill all 5 of the militants. But we've seen in the last 3 days or so there was heightened action in Uri, which resulted yesterday in injuries to 2 soldiers. Subsequently, army pressed in 4 para and they could go into those depth areas, and today they were able to eliminate those 5 militants. 5 AK rifles have been found onto those militants, apart from that warlike stores. And this being said, in the last 48 hours, we have seen at least at 4 places infiltration attempts being made, whether in Gurez, Machal, Navgam and also Uri. But Uri is where the army was extremely successful. They did manage to kill these 5 militants. Yesterday we saw in Navgam, army being able to eliminate 3 militants. In the process, they lost a soldier also. But, since this past 1 year, we have seen 24 infiltration attempts, and so far, army has been able to eliminate 39 militants. Shreya.
And in the last 72 hours, if I count Mufti, then 12 alone. We'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much. 5 terrorists have been neutralized, killed in an infiltration bid in Uri. Now on Epicentre this evening, we are coming to you with a video that the BJP is sharing as proof to show that it was the Congress party that is behind the farmer unrest in Madhya Pradesh. The video has a Congress MLA, her name is Shakuntala Khatik, inciting her party workers and farmers to burn down a nearby police station. She's seen surrounded by Congress workers. She says she was angry with the police for breaking up her protest with water cannons. It was in the heat of the moment, she says, that he asked her supporters to burn down a police station, but really didn't mean it. Just to tell our viewers that Congress workers didn't take the irresponsible minister's orders very seriously. Let's play that clip for you once again. थाने में आग लगा दो, थाने में आग लगा दो. That is what the Congress MLA is saying. She is not denying that she said what she said, but she is saying she said it in the heat of the moment.
आप मुझे ये बताएं कि जब शांतिपूर्वक अपने कार्यकर्ताओं को लेकर के निकल रहे थे तहसील में ज्ञापन देने के लिए, तो नारेबाजी तो होती ही है जब रैली निकलती है। तो टीआई को क्या जरूरत थी करेगा? टीआई को क्या करके मेरे में धक्का मारा, मेरा चश्मा नीचे गिर गया और फिर पानी का प्रेशर फेंका है, तो उससे मैं नीचे गिर गई, मेरे कार्यकर्ता ने मुझे उठाया है। तो फिर बताओ मैं क्या कहती? पूरी भींग गई मैं। 1000 आदमी का पुलिस वाले इतने छुट्टर हो गए, इनकी ऐसी मनमानी दादागिरी चल रही है।
Now, the BJP is moving to file a police complaint against the Congress MLA for inciting violence, but is facing fire from another quarter. The face of the farmer protest in Madhya Pradesh, his name is Kakaji, is saying that it is Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan's goons who are responsible for arson and looting in Mandsaur and not the Congress party.
पर कभी भी आपने ये सोचा था कि जब आप प्रतिनिधित्व कर रहे थे किसानों का, इन संगठनों का, तो एक ऐसी स्थिति उत्पन्न होगी कि वो एक उग्र रूप, हिंस्र रूप लेगी? ये हिंसात्मक प्रवृत्ति क्या आपको लगता है कि किसानों में हो सकती है?
नहीं, किसान दो ही काम करता है, सुसाइड करता है, आंदोलन करता है, पर हिंसक कभी नहीं हुआ आज तक। अब ये जो कुछ असामाजिक तत्व हैं, वो इस समय अपना रोल प्ले करके माहौल को बिगाड़ते हैं।
अभी मेरे ख्याल हाल फिलहाल जाके ये पता चला है कि फाइनली जो राज्य की सरकार है उसने केंद्र को एक रिपोर्ट सबमिट की है जिसमें कहा है कि हाँ, हमारी पुलिस की ही गोली से मरे होंगे किसान। अभी तक वो डिनायल में थे, अभी तक मान भी नहीं रहे थे।
देखिए, ये झूठ बोलने के में बहुत माहिर है
शिवराज सिंह चौहान सरकार।
शिवराज सिंह चौहान सरकार, और शिवराज सिंह तो उसमें पारंगत है। कोई आग नहीं लगी किसी गाड़ी में, कुछ नहीं हुआ। उन्होंने कहा पुलिस वालों ने कि वार्ता के लिए बुला रहे हैं आपको, आ जाइए। किसान वार्ता को गया, 1 मिनट बाद की और सीधी फायरिंग चालू कर दी पुलिस ने।
असामाजिक तत्व कब आए?
असामाजिक तत्व सरकार भेजती है। ये
शिवराज सिंह चौहान ने,
हाँ, वो इस प्रकार का माहौल बना के यहाँ पर सिचुएशन क्रिएट करते हैं, वो फायरिंग की।
Meanwhile, the season for political drama is in full swing. Yesterday, Rahul Gandhi's motorbike stunt designed for a photo op grabbed headlines all through the day. And today, not to be outdone, Madhya Pradesh's Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan is saying that he will sit on a fast at the Shreya Maidan in Raipur to bring peace to his state.
चर्चा के लिए हमारे रास्ते सदैव खुले हैं। कुछ घटनाओं से मन दुखी है, व्यथित है, क्योंकि मैं पत्थर दिल इंसान नहीं हूं, और इसलिए मैंने फैसला किया है कि कल 11 बजे से मैं यहां नहीं बैठूंगा, वल्लभ भवन में नहीं बैठूंगा, मैं भैल के दशहरा मैदान पर बैठूंगा, जनता से, किसानों से चर्चा करने के लिए बैठूंगा।
Honestly, why do politicians in this country assume that the electorate doesn't see through their stunts? Joining me this evening, Mohammad Khan, he's the spokesperson of the Congress party, joining me in the studio, and Narendra Taneja is the spokesperson of the BJP, joining us from Delhi. Mohammad Khan, coming to you first. Yesterday we saw Rahul Gandhi's motorbike stunt designed for a photo op. Today you have a Congress MLA on camera inciting a mob. I know that entire video was a bit laugh-worthy, but the fact is there she is telling her workers, go burn up, go indulge in arson and burn up the nearest police thana.
I saw the video. I was watching it with you, and of course it does seem surreal. Tensions are running high in Mandsaur right now. You can't blame them. 6 of their colleagues have been murdered brutally by agents of the state.
No, but the people around the MLA and the MLA herself were Congress. They weren't farmers.
To which I say this. Look, if you find any cause of action or any reason to take action against this individual or any individual, if you find her guilty of any wrongdoing, please constitute an inquiry. But let us not divert attention. You said something right now. You said the people see through all of this, right? आप लोगों ने वीडियो रिलीज किया, अच्छी बात है, आप कीजिए। आपको शिकायत करनी है, हमें भ्रष्ट बुलाना है, एंटी नेशनल बुलाना है, कांग्रेस बुलाना है, जो आपके खिलाफ आवाज उठाए, please do that. Please go ahead and do that. But let's not take our eye off the ball. The fact is, 6 farmers have died. Farmers leaders from across party lines are speaking out against the government. The RSS until day before yesterday was speaking out against this government. Clearly there's something wrong here. And the government, instead of admitting it, what do? They indulge in drama like a bhook hartal pe chale gaye. Usse pehle, no, the Congress is carrying out all of this.
But you know, in the last 48 hours, the BJP has over and over and over again said that it is the Congress party that has orchestrated all the violence in Madhya Pradesh. All the goons who have indulged in arson and rioting, it's the Congress party. You have denied it. Yes. Obviously, you had to deny it. But then along comes Miss MLA to come and embarrass you. At least, are you accepting that she has embarrassed your party and possibly weakened your stand as well?
In fact, I'll tell you something. When they hurl these accusations at us, Mandsaur, a seat which they've won, when they hurl these accusations at us, I feel a twinge of pride कि इनकी नजरों में कम से कम हमारी इतनी अहमियत तो है कि हम इनका इतना we can be such a cause of concern for them. The fact is, it's not true. Come on. The fact is, you guys drop the ball on law and order. किसान आपसे नाराज हैं. They are speaking in one voice. And look at the delusional approach you guys are adopting. आप लोग इतना ostrich वाली approach होती है ना, जो sand में अपना सर देने वाली. That's what you're doing. You should be addressing these farmers. You should be talking about MSP plus 50. You should be talking about land acquisition. You should be talking about giving a loan waiver. Instead, what are you doing? You're indulging in high theatre. That's all I have to say about this.
Narendra Toteja ji, just come in on this. Mohammad Khan is saying.
Narendra Taneja ji.
Narendra
Taneja. I'm national
I beg your
spokesperson of
pardon.
BJP.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Taneja. I beg your pardon, my mistake. Mr. Taneja, just come in on this. Mohammad Khan is saying instead of addressing the real issue, here you are trying to divert the issue of farmers, of giving a farm loan waiver by releasing
MSP.
videos like these. Videos that eventually mean nothing.
First.
Ji.
No, first thing first. Farmers in our country for very long time, for several decades, they have serious issues. In Punjab, 7 farmers have committed suicide in as many as, days. Just the last 7 days, 7 farmers. It's in Punjab, governed by Captain Amrinder Singh of the Indian National Congress.
And in Maharashtra, in the last 3 days, 3 farmers. And in Maharashtra, in the last 3 days, at least 3 farmers that we know of.
35 farmers per day, as per their own statistics.
You see, I didn't interrupt even once when you were talking with the Congress spokesperson. Please extend me this courtesy. At least let me finish.
Absolutely.
At least my opening remarks.
Mr. Taneja, we always let everyone finish. Go ahead.
Well, you don't have to say that. Let me experience it. Okay? We have seen the video. You were showing one video. Congress MLA Jitu Patwari, his interviews on videos on television. You have seen DP Dhakar, another Congress MLA. You see, the fact is, and we have to accept the fact. The fact is, Congress party in a very systematic way instigating people in order to indulge in violence. You have seen the Congress MLA, lady MLA, and the kind of language she has been using. And Congress has not condemned that language. She has not been suspended from the party. Congress has not taken any action because she is a very obedient, very, very efficient at the same time soldier of the Congress party. This is what the Congress party wants. Look what has happened. We saw the stunts yesterday. Congress has no base in Madhya Pradesh. Congress actually has lost base across the country. They have no direction, they have no ideology, and they really don't know what to do. Now, Mr. Rahul Gandhi says he is now studying Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita and all that. He's trying to discover India now. So if so the problem with the Congress party, they can't find any other thing.
Mr.
No
Taneja,
corruption charge against our government, nothing else against our government.
Mr.
So
Taneja,
basically what they're trying to do is now indulge in violence. They want
Mr.
to create this
Taneja,
tamasha
the Congress party has no base in... Mr. Taneja, you are absolutely right. The Congress party has no base in Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh for the last 14 years has been ruled by the BJP. My question to you is, why is your chief minister, instead of making announcements on loan waivers, saying, or MSP, saying, I will sit on a dharna, not a dharna, I will go fast and I will sit in Dashera Maidan and listen to what the people of Madhya Pradesh have to say. It's a very good thing. But what is this whole natak about being on a fast to bring peace in the state?
Okay.
Ye kaun si baat hui?
Well, if according to you this is a natak, you are basically saying Mahatma Gandhi, all his life do nataks only. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, wo bhi natak karte the. according to Congress, this Congress party does not understand. This Congress party does not understand, you know, the language of peace and non-violence. They want to indulge in violence because this Congress is different. This Congress was born in
with respect, I've heard you long enough without interrupting.
Let Mohammed Khan come in. You're making some accusations. Mr. Taneja,
I just want to respond to that, Taneja Sahab.
One line. So this party has no constructive agenda, no ideology, no direction. They have lost it, so they are now indulging in violence.
You have lost it. You are Naxalites.
They are the new Naxalites.
You are the new
Naxalites.
You have
we are
lost
corrupt.
it.
We are everything.
You are the new Naxalites.
Yes.
You have lost
it. We are the new.
You are corrupt and you have no constructive agenda. Those are very harsh words, Mr. Taneja. Go ahead, Mohammed.
Taneja Sahab, I have had the privilege of debating Taneja Sahab on several occasions. I know he is too smart a man to believe any of what he is saying. Taneja Sahab, मैं मानता हूँ, चलिए आपकी बात मैं मान लेता हूँ एक पल को, that हम आपके लिए कोई चैलेंज नहीं है, हम तो कुछ है ही नहीं, हम तो खाक हैं. उसके बावजूद भी आपके लिए इतनी परेशानी का सबब बन गए. We became such a cause of worry for you in Madhya Pradesh. So I don't know which part of what you're saying is true. Either we are powerful enough to organize revolts of this level in nature, or we are nothing. So please, Taneja Sahab, clarify
you don't
that.
understand nationalism and terrorism. Nationalism and terrorism. One terrorist can create problem for 1 million people in a city. So don't use this argument.
आपको जो आरोप लगाना है हम पे लगा दीजिए. मैं आपसे डिबेट ही कर रहा हूं, मैं राजनीति पे जा ही नहीं रहा हूं, Taneja Sahab. Taneja Sahab, I'm not going on politics. I'm saying you call us whatever you want, but please give us a roadmap for the way forward. Are you going to give MSP plus 50? You're not. You've said in the Supreme Court you will not be able to give it. After saying otherwise in your manifesto, you supported the land acquisition bill.
Very good question.
You came to power within 1 year. You passed an ordinance withdrawing all the provisions of the Land Acquisition Act. In 3 BJP-ruled states, the Land Acquisition Act as it was passed doesn't even exist. Sir, you are anti-farmer. Everything you've done has been anti-farmer. That's the problem. आप चाहो तो 5 साल काटो में गालियां देते हुए, but सवालों के जवाब दो Taneja Sahab. That's all we are asking of you.
Seven farmers have committed suicide.
No, we are asking you questions.
Taneja Sahab, by that logic, 35 farmers have committed suicide per day, every day in Maharashtra. Since you guys took charge, don't throw statistics, Taneja Sahab.
We are asking you questions on Madhya Pradesh. You are bringing Punjab in the middle. Please, let's keep this.
Answer the question.
Okay, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Last 30 seconds.
20 seconds. Let me answer it. You see, we have accepted 8 of the 11 major demands of the farmers. 8 out of the 11. 3 other demands are under discussion. We have already announced number of new measures. You see, the problem is Congress does not understand farmers. It's a party of pizza and pasta. They don't understand the language of farmers. They don't understand their pain. They don't understand their concerns. So
6 साल मर गए. आजादी के बाद पहली बार ऐसा हुआ है कि किसानों पे गोलियां चली हैं सर.
We have accepted.
But you haven't accepted the big demand of a farm loan
waiver. लोन दे दीजिए. अगर इतनी मोहब्बत है आपको तो लोन वेवर दे दीजिए ना.
Congress has killed hundreds of farmers.
Have you accepted the big demand of a farm loan waiver?
Sir,
simple question.
The Congress gave the land acquisition bill. The Congress gave a 1 lakh crore, 1,00,000 loan waiver.
नहीं, एक simple सवाल.
3 demands we are under discussions in Punjab,
which means the farm loan waiver is still under discussion, right?
Where is the waiver?
Taneja Sahab, मैं जानता हूँ आपको पंजाब से लगाव है, बहुत अच्छी बात है. Those problems are important as well. But right now people are dying in Madhya Pradesh. 144 is imposed in Madhya Pradesh, and instead of addressing those problems, you are diverting attention.
Mr. Taneja, you have not answered my question. You have not answered my question. But I'm going to leave it there. I'm out of time, completely out of time on this one. Thank you very much, Mr. Taneja.
I have answered the question. You don't want to listen to me. What do I do?
Sir, all you've done is abuse the Congress in this entire debate.
I have answered all your questions.
Today you have called the Congress some names, but you have not answered my question. You've called the Congress party Naxalites, the party of pizza and pasta.
But names. They don't understand non-violence.
Okay, both of you can fight. I really don't want to get into it. I really don't want to get into this name calling.
Sir, you're embarrassing yourself.
Mr. Taneja, we leave it there. I'm out of time. Mr. Taneja, another important story that I have to take up. I'll have to leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much, and thank you, Mohammed Khan, for joining us this evening. Thanks very much indeed. All right, this is the other big news, and it came from the Supreme Court today. If you don't have an Aadhaar card, you cannot file your IT returns. The Supreme Court says that no action will be taken against those who don't have an Aadhaar card until the verdict of the Constitution bench. However, and here's the catch, if you do have an Aadhaar, it is essential that you get linked to your PAN card and quote it for filing your tax returns. In addition, anyone applying for a new PAN card must have an Aadhaar number. Thank you. Mohammed.
The current mandate that it should be made mandatory even for those who don't have an Aadhaar, that part should not be enforced because this issue is pending on a larger issue. It has always been the stand of the government that this data should not be leaked. There should be no hacking of this data. The government is working on data protection and maybe a law will come in the next couple of months.
Now, 1.1 billion Indians have already gotten their Aadhaar, that is 90% of India. The government's primary argument is that linking Aadhaar to income tax returns will help them check tax evasion. Critics, though, are saying that the Aadhaar system, which has created the world's largest database of biometrics, does not have enough checks against leaks and will give the government power to profile and digitally track individuals. But there is still some confusion about what exactly today's order says. Let's get in our legal editor, Utkarsh Anand, who is joining us in the studio. Utkarsh, last time I checked, the Supreme Court site was down, which is why most of us have not been able to access the Supreme Court order, and which is why we are seeing various newspapers and television channels, interpret it differently. Utkarsh, I just want to ask you a simple question which every citizen, I think, in this country wants to ask right now. If I do not have an Aadhaar, will I not be able to file my IT returns this year?
See, the full text of the judgment is still to come out. As you rightly pointed out, the Supreme Court website is down. However, the operative part which was read out by the Supreme Court judge who has authored the judgment made it very clear that what is being stayed is only one part of it, whereby your PAN card will not be rendered invalid. The court said that this is too stringent a punishment. Therefore, you may or may not choose to link your Aadhaar with the PAN. In any eventuality, your PAN will still remain a valid card. It will not be treated as an invalid card. However, as far as the other part of the amendments to the income tax is concerned, it makes it very clear that if you want to file an income tax return, you have to quote your Aadhaar card or the enrollment application form for Aadhaar. Now, that part has been left untouched by the Supreme Court, which makes it, in fact, as somebody who has covered the case, as someone who has heard the arguments, is conversant with the legal laws and the legal context of it, it means that you will still have your PAN card as valid, but you won't be able to file your income tax return for the current year. You will have to take your chances. You'll have to wait till the larger bench, the Constitution bench, decides the validity of Aadhaar in its entirety. So, if you don't have an Aadhaar or you don't want to link your Aadhaar with the PAN card, then you won't be able to file your income tax returns.
So, so this is what you're clarifying for us, Utkarsh. If you have an Aadhaar, it's only if you have an Aadhaar can you file your IT returns. If you have an Aadhaar, it is now mandatory to link it to your PAN. Am I correct?
Yes, if you have an Aadhaar card, then it is mandatory for you to link it with your PAN, because that is how your PAN becomes valid, and that is how you can file your income tax returns, which will be accounted for by the tax department.
And if I don't have a PAN, if I don't have, sorry, I beg your pardon, if I don't have an Aadhaar card, just a PAN will not do. No, it means this year I will not be capable of filing my IT returns. We do not know what will happen to that. You can still file it, but you don't know whether the IT department will accept it or not.
No, because see, if now under the new format, Shreya, in fact, you were telling our viewers earlier, you were demonstrating how to link your Aadhaar with the PAN card. Now there you had shown that there is in fact there's a tab, a blue link which appears as soon as you log in to file your income tax returns, which asks you to in fact fill up your Aadhaar number.
Correct.
Now till the time that is there, you can't go to the second step.
Correct.
So if you don't have an Aadhaar, you don't reach the second step, there is no question of your filing the income tax return.
Okay, Utkarsh, we'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much for all this clarity. For all those of you who have not linked your Aadhaar to your PAN card, the procedure sounds extremely complicated. Trust me, it's not. I did it today. It's a 3-step procedure, takes under 15 seconds. All you have to do is to log into the income tax website. Trust me, it takes less than 15 seconds. So do it if you haven't already. With that, I'm slipping into a quick break on the show. Up next, the Dostana in Astana. Prime Minister Modi and Xi Jinping are bonding over Aamir Khan's Dhoundial. We are getting you more on that in just a bit. Do stay with us. Welcome back. The love that China has shown to Amir Khan's Dhoundial goes right to the top. We learned that today. Chinese President Xi Jinping, who met Prime Minister Modi this morning in Astana, has told him he has watched the film and that he, quote unquote, loved it. Both premiers are currently attending the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit in Astana in Kazakhstan. Dhoundial, released in China as Let's Wrestle Dad, across 7,000 screens and has made over 1,100 crore rupees in the country, shattering several records on the way. It is currently the highest earning non-Hollywood film in the country.
Where the China meeting is concerned, it was a very cordial and positive meeting. I think there was also an understanding that where we have differences, it was important that differences should not become disputes, and in fact, if they were handled well, could even be opportunities. President Xi, in fact, spoke very highly of Indian films. He said that this film Dhoundial was doing particularly well, and that he himself had actually seen it.
As I said, Dhoundial is doing very well in China. Our entertainment editor Rajiv Masand is with us on the show. Rajiv, Dhoundial is well on its way to cross the 2,000 crore mark in China. It is a great film, of course. It connects to all of us at different levels. But I'm wondering what took China's fancy, and was Amir and team expecting this?
Well, Amir has said, in fact, that they were not expecting this level of success. But the truth is that really Dhoundial is a universal story, isn't it? It's a film that crosses over. The films that don't cross over are the comedies, films that, that are language specific. This is a film really that is universal in its emotion. The story of a father who's pushing his two daughters to become champions in wrestling. It's really a universal story. While it is intrinsically an Indian film, it's one that really you could be anywhere in the world and connect to it. But also, let's not undermine the power and the muscle of Amir Khan here, because the film up until Dhoundial, the most successful film in China before Dhoundial was another Amir Khan film. It was PK. What Amir Khan has done in the last couple of years is really gone there and created a market, A, for Hindi films, and B, really created a market for himself. He works the market. It's, a film is not just going to take off in a new market. I mean, Hindi films have existed forever, and they've had minor releases in other countries, but to get a 9,000 screen release, which is what we're told that China gave to Dhoundial, it doesn't happen for any other film. It really is a film. He created an appetite for Hindi films in China, and he clearly, he's clearly pushed himself as an actor that they recognize, and that's why it's translated to these numbers. Of course, Dhoundial being a very strong film with a story that's universal at the core of it.
I was reading one quote from a Chinese fan who had gone and seen Dhoundial, and he said this film connected with me simply because there are parents, much like in India, here in China, who will do whatever it takes for their kids. Rajiv, since you're already here, one release this week, would you recommend we go see it? This is Rabta I'm talking about.
Well, it's funny that you asked me, because we're talking about Dhoundial and then you asked me about Rabta. They're really at the two ends of the pole. I would totally say, Rabta is not a film that I can, in all honesty, recommend. It's a film about a theme of reincarnation, and in today's times, if you're making a film about reincarnation, you need to go beyond the Karan Arjuns and beyond the Madhumatis and beyond the Om Shanti Oms. It doesn't. It's a film that actually falls quite flat. I will, of course, if you really want to know exactly what I thought of it, my detailed review, you need to catch Now, showing tonight at 11:30 p.m. But I'm going to say, if you are planning to watch a film this weekend, perhaps watch Dhoundial once again. It's probably available on some platform or the other. Rabta is not a film I can unconditionally recommend to you.
Well, the Chinese are watching Dhoundial, so we might as well go back to watching Dhoundial as well, not Rabta as you're suggesting. Rajiv, always good to have you on the show. Thanks very much. Getting back to Astana though, and these images came in this morning of Prime Minister Modi and Nawaz Sharif in Kazakhstan, the two leaders shaking hands. The move comes before the two leaders shared the same stage at the Astana meet. Prime Minister Modi, of course, spoke at the summit, talking about Pakistan funding terror, though he, of course, did not name the country. Nawaz Sharif, on his part, congratulated India for its SCO membership, but remained mum on the terror issue. Yesterday, both leaders greeted each other at the Leaders' Lounge before stepping in for an opera on the sidelines of the SCO summit. We are being told that pleasantries were exchanged, but nothing else. The summit has now wrapped up.
आतंकवाद मानव अधिकारों तथा मानव मूल्यों के सबसे बड़े उल्लंघनकारियों में से एक है। अतः आतंकवाद तथा अतिवाद के खिलाफ संघर्ष एससीओ के सहयोग का अहम भाग है। मुद्दा चाहे रेडिकलाइजेशन का हो, टेररिस्ट की रिक्रूटमेंट का, उनकी ट्रेनिंग का अथवा फाइनेंसिंग का, जब तक हम सभी देश मिलकर इस दिशा में कोऑर्डिनेटेड तथा सशक्त एफर्ट्स नहीं करेंगे, तब तक इन समस्याओं का समाधान असंभव है। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि भारत एससीओ सहयोग आतंकवाद के खिलाफ लड़ाई को एक नई दिशा तथा शक्ति प्रदान करेगा। क्षेत्रीय परिप्रेक्ष्य में अफगानिस्तान में शांति तथा स्थिरता भी एससीओ के प्रयासों से लाभ उठा सकती है।
With immense pride and high expectations, Pakistan enters into this prestigious and important organization as a full member. As leaders, we should leave a legacy of peace and amity for our future generations, not a toxic harvest of conflict and animosity. I congratulate India for joining the SCO family.
After 12 years of being observers, both India and Pakistan have now joined the SCO family, as Nawaz Sharif just put it. Zaka Jacob is tracking the story for us from Astana. He's joining us live this evening. Hello to you, Zaka. Good evening. I wonder whether the Prime Minister of India has already left for New Delhi. I'm not sure. Hi. I'm not sure that has happened. Just, you know, we've seen Prime Minister Modi speak. Immediately after that, we heard Nawaz Sharif speak. Just compare the statements that the two gentlemen made. I know Prime Minister Modi made a certain pitch for fighting terrorism, regional terrorism. Nawaz Sharif, there was just a customary, you know, mention of it and nothing more. Just compare the statements of the two leaders and what's the big takeaway from SCO.
All right. We had two press briefings by the Indian side today, and both of them started off with the lines that today is a historic day because India has finally become a full member of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. India is attaching great importance to joining this elite club in that sense, primarily because, as the Prime Minister said, connectivity is going to define how the 21st century plays out here in Asia, and particularly for India, connectivity to Central Asian republics is extremely important because of the huge abundance of natural resources in these countries, and India being an energy dependent country would require a bulk of these energy resources to be transported back to India. The problem is, of course, that Pakistan does not grant transit rights. So twofold. One, India is hoping that the SCO, as now an 8-member grouping, will help put a little more pressure on Pakistan to grant transit rights, and more importantly, India now being an active stakeholder in this region and having a larger footprint in this region will be able to, get rights to get direct access to oil fields and other energy resources in this part of the world. As far as the Modi Nawaz Sharif sort of brief exchange of words, pleasantries, handshakes go, we saw that happen twice in 2 days. Yesterday at the Leaders' Lounge ahead of the opera, which I'm given to understand was a brief conversation for about 5 or 7 minutes. Both of them had a chat. The only parts of that conversation that we have been told is about Prime Minister Modi inquiring about both Nawaz Sharif's health. He had undergone a heart surgery some months ago, as well as Nawaz Sharif's mother's health. Today again they met for a brief bit just before the summit itself began, again in the waiting room just before they left, just before they were ushered in to the main SCO hall. There again there was an exchange of hands and a few quiet words spoken. One person who was there told me that they spoke for a couple of minutes. They could have discussed any number of things in those couple of minutes. But I think the sense that we get from MEA officials is this, that since both the principals have greeted each other, there certainly doesn't seem to be any animosity at the level of the two principals. I guess this summit is now gone, but at the next available opportunity, maybe this is perhaps an indication that there could be the possibility of a bilateral engagement, if at all, Pakistan does make some progress on the Pathankot terror probe, which of course India has said is absolutely essential if there were to be a structured dialogue. So the takeaway from Astana is this, that yes, India has become a full member, which is a big deal for India after having been an observer for more than 10 years. And more importantly, vis-a-vis the Pakistan question, I think the indication has come from no less than the Prime Minister that he's open to the idea of, exchanging words, pleasantries with Nawaz Sharif. And maybe the message has gone down the line that perhaps if they meet at a later date, they could possibly go to New York, both of them, for the UNGA, and could possibly meet on the sidelines. Then both sides are not averse. They're not averse to having a dialogue, provided there is progress on some of the issues that India considers is important for us.
The next opportunity to meet will possibly be the UNGA. Zaka Jacob joining us from Astana. Enjoy the weather. The summit is over. Thanks very much for joining us on the show. Thanks very much.